Hi guys, so I am back. So, in the first video, so Perla here, yeah, Perla. In the first video, I have talked about, different ways that you can become aware if the energies that you're sensing, so the thoughts that are coming in through your head, your perception and things like that are yours or not. Yeah, I know. Me and this boy, sorry, it sounds like I'm farting all the time, right? I know. Anyways, so I really do hope that helps people. One of the other things that I did forget to mention in the other video is I am aware of, I don't know too much of it, but I am aware that a lot of people follow the, what is it called? So like the retrogrades and the moon phases, whether it's a full moon, new moon, and things like that. Now, when people talk about like Mercury retrograde, specifically, when it comes in an essence to like a Capricorn, there's a lot of things that we're quote unquote not supposed to do. There goes my dog. That does not resonate with me. So when I was listening to certain things and I was trying to allow those energies to influence my life kind of like spiraled downward because it just doesn't affect me in that way. The dogs. So I want you to be aware. When it comes to certain things that people mention and things like that, if it doesn't resonate with you, please do not receive it. When it comes to like the moon phases and things like that, I don't have to allow it to affect me emotionally. I did for a period of time because of the simple fact that everybody else was saying that was what was going on, when in reality, the only reason why it was going on in my life was because I received it and I allowed those energies and the energies that other people were releasing or trying to release through the moon phases and things like that, I was allowing into my energy. So now when there's a new moon or a full moon, I just kind of like ignore it, like I'm doing right now with my dogs. I have to let you in. You're going to wait out there until I'm done because mommy is busy. Because then they'll start jumping on me and they want attention and stuff like that. And I know it's petting time, so they're going to have to wait. Anyways, so when it comes to the chakras, right? Give me a second. I'm trying to see. I don't want to yell because I'm going to be mad loud. I'm going to have, I don't want to, trying to think. Because I could have sworn I put the gate, but if that's my male dog, he knows how to get through the gate. And that sounds like him. Buster, Buster, go get Doodle. Go get Doodle, Butter. Go get Doodle. I'm gonna listen. Say go. 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 Anyways, so when you start learning about the chakras, and I am not an expert, so do not quote me on a lot of the things. You have the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. You're gonna have to give me a second because he's not gonna stop. I'll be right back. Mommy will be done when she is done. Thank you, Buster. Hi. Anyways, yeah, I'm not pausing this because I'm recording it on the YouTube app. So if I pause it, it's just gonna start all over. So just bear with me. So you talk about like the the different types of chakras. So the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And then you go into what do they how you're supposed to heal them or how you're supposed to balance them. But we all want to dive into like all the big things at once. And then we start to my throat right now. Like somebody doesn't want me to talk. then we start to ignore the little basic things that we are to do on a day-to-day that we were doing, but now in essence we have stopped doing because we're trying to focus just on the big things and on the affirmations like I am, I feel, I share it, I trust, I forgive, I express, I open, I deeply feel, I choose, I love, I have, I am open to, and things like that. But we're missing the basic foundations of things. So when people think about like the root chakra, they usually say like, you know, security or feeling safe. So like that your finances are good, your money are, you know, are balanced, and your food intake is good. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but any female out there that is a mother, 99% of the time, her food intake is not where it should be. Because as mothers, we tend to constantly focus on, you know, making sure the kids, the husband, are eating correctly, and this and this and that. And then we tend to forget to eat. We tend to forget to eat a balanced meal. We forget to listen to our body when it's asking us for food. We tend to sometimes forget to even do something as simple as drinking water. Are we getting enough water? Are we, you know, these are the basic things that our body needs. Are you living within your means? Are you spending more than what you should? My father always said, and it's a Spanish quote, uno se arropa hasta donde la sábana llega. So basically, you cover yourself until where your blankets reach. So if you know, and if you are aware that you do not have the money to spend on a, you know, $3,000-$4,000 purse, but because you have a credit card, you go ahead and you charge it, just be mindful that when that bill comes, that anxiety and everything is going to come up because of a choice that you made a month ago. So we have to look at the basic things when it comes to the chakras, because so many people are into wanting to heal just the history of, like, you know, what were your beliefs about money? What were your beliefs about this? What were your beliefs about that? But what are you doing now that is causing the issues? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the sacral chakra, you know, a lot of people think about like abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality. All right, what is well-being? What is sexuality? What is pleasure? Sexuality does not have to be literally foreplay and sex and, you know, straight and like up intercourse. What makes you feel sexy? Shaving your legs versus waxing them? Coloring your hair versus keeping it natural? Keeping it curly or putting it straight? Cutting it versus long? Putting makeup on versus not putting makeup on? Wearing heels versus wearing, you know, flats or sneakers? What makes you feel sexy? And are you allowing that to come out? Now, yes, it becomes hard because then you have people say, oh, well, you know, you have to balance your masculine and your feminine. Yes, but only you yourself know what that means. Only you yourself know what, when your masculine is taking over. And if you are allowing it to take over for a period of time, are you balancing it out with the feminine within you, not within other people or what other people are saying, right? So, for example, I can go to a gym. I don't really go because I exercise at home. But I could go, like, you know, when people have like free passes, they'll be like, and I can go straight to weightlifting. I can bench. I can squat with 250 pounds. I can go and be with the guys and hang out with the guys and act just like one of the guys. Does that mean that my feminine energy is out of balance? No. Why? Because I enjoy cooking. I enjoy literally ironing. It just brings this peace and quietness to me. I enjoy cleaning, not because anybody told me to, but because I actually enjoy it. Why? Because when I am cleaning, when I am cooking, when I am ironing, I have music, I have things, and it's something that feeds my soul personally. So if you like to work out and you're like in a funk or whatever, then what will make you feel sexy during that workout? Maybe, you know, wearing a certain type of color, or letting your hair down, or getting into, you know, when people say, oh, you need to work out, you don't have to work out in a specific way. You can dance and get a heck of a freaking workout and feel sexy while you're doing it. So this is where I want people to start looking. How are you restricting your balancing? Because a lot of us tend to restrict ourselves within what other people are doing because it's working for those people. And then we're sitting here wondering, why is it not working for me? I am doing exactly what they're doing, and it's like, it's not working for me because it's not meant for you. The person is sharing their experience so that you can get your aha moment and see what works for you. When it comes into abundance, that is not always financially. That can be emotionally. That can be like just giving of your time, giving of your money, giving of your resources, whatever they are, helping other people. Those are the things. Like, you know, were you in the grocery today and you know that you have time to spare, and someone is in line behind you and you see them constantly looking at their watch, and you can tell that they're anxious because either they have to return back to work or they have an appointment and stuff like that. Did you for a second think of yourself other than the other person, be like, hey, you can go ahead? Oh, are you sure? Yeah, go ahead. That is a form of abundance because you are sharing your, you know, you're sharing part of yourself because you're allowing yourself to pick these things up from other people. So when it comes to like pleasuring yourself, that can be millions of different things. It doesn't always have to be sexual. Does it bring you pleasure when you are outside in nature, when you are gardening? Does it help balance you? Do you feel like the connection to like the earth? Do you feel connection when you're near water? And that's what I want people to start like looking into. If you have to write things down and as they come, so that you can kind of see, okay, this is what I've been doing. Now, let's take some time and sit quietly and just listen to what makes me feel this specific way. Whether it doesn't fit in someone else's norm or their way of doing things. You know, if we go back to the food, I eat, and I've said it a lot of times, based on what my body is asking me. So if my body's just asking me for fruit that day, that is all I eat. And it does not mean that I'm out of balance in all my other chakras or the other parts of myself. It just means that for whatever the reason that day, I need to be more in tune. I need to be more aware. So my body's asking me for a specific something to help me with that. Sometimes I can, you know, I do try to work out like literally every day, whether it can be 5-10 minutes to like 20, 30, an hour, minute, you know, it doesn't really matter. But when my body's asking me to just go and do something, I don't question it because there's a reason why it wants me to do it. When it comes to the solar chakra, you know, you think of self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. When it comes to self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem, are you quick, or does it come naturally for you to give other people compliments, to encourage other people, correct? Are you doing that to yourself? Are you quick to notice if you're giving yourself that self-worth? And it's not just, oh, I'm going to charge this because I'm worth this. It is, I'm going to take the time to do things on my time, or I'm going to take this nap, or I'm going to do this because this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? When it comes to self-esteem, especially, a lot of us are programmed to always compare ourselves to other people. So are you feeding that self-confidence and that self-esteem into yourself? So you can quickly go and, you know, look at somebody and feel like they have it all together, be like, oh my God, like, you're like such like a motivator or this and that. But have you stopped and looked at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? You're fucking gorgeous. You're beautiful. You yourself motivate me so that tomorrow I can be a better version of me. To yourself in the mirror, not to another person. You know what? You know who's my biggest competition? And I keep looking that way because I have a mirror there. I have a full body mirror. That person staring right back at me. That is the person that I compete with every day. That is the person that I try to improve every single day. And when I choose to go ahead and do something, that is the only person that needs to approve it. Not the people that I connect with, not the people that I'm working with. They have to come in agreement in order for things to flourish. But I do not need their consent for it. Because if they do not come in agreement with me for it, then it just means that that's not the person I'm supposed to be dealing with in this certain area. I'm just looking at the time. And then when it comes to your heart, the heart chakra, people say love, joy, inner peace, and you know, I always talk about unconditional love. But when you come from a place of hurt, you know that you have built walls, right? So I always like to picture it as a white picket fence, right? So you've been hurt, you've been, you know, people have betrayed you, and you're gonna shut everybody off, and then you get this, I know I have to heal this, and I gotta love everybody, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. And you start healing yourself. And then because in the past you have had issues with building up walls, and you encounter certain energies that are still putting up those walls, and you haven't fed yourself, you haven't rephrased the words, you haven't rebirthed anything into yourself, they start to build back up. Now, where you used to have white picket fence, now you have the white picket fence with the wire fence over it, and then you have metal fence over it, and then another wire fence with like electrical shock, because you do not want all the progress of all the healing that you did to be interrupted by someone else. Well, if you're still doing that, then you haven't really healed that part of yourself. Because when you come to an understanding that you and only you are responsible for your feelings, and you and only you are responsible for the things that you allow to affect you in whatever way that they affect you, then those walls will not be building back up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I hope so. When it comes to your throat chakra, people are always saying that it's mainly about communication, self-expression, and truth. And, you know, yes, it does include all those things, but it is not just about a romantic situation. It is not just about a specific thing. And it's not just about communication with other people. It's about communication with yourself. Are you able to sit down and speak to yourself and be completely 100% honest with yourself about where you have done wrong? Not just to other people, but to yourself. Can you take that responsibility? Can you even acknowledge that to begin with? When it comes to relationships with other people, yes, when it's with the person that we love, it is easier because, you know, everybody has this thought that the faster that they get through everything, they will be in union. So they're missing the entire picture of a picture of everything. If, let's say, okay, so then we get used to and we get comfortable communicating with our family members and our friends and things like that. But let's take something that most people don't think or wouldn't consider. You have a doctor's appointment. You tell your doctors your symptoms. You tell him what you've tried. And he tells you basically what you have and what you're feeling. And you're like, no, that's not what I'm feeling and that's not what I have. But instead of speaking up for yourself, you choose to accept his diagnosis because he has been, you know, he has so many years of experience. So you go home with this medication and you go home with this treatment and you're doing it and you're doing it and you're doing it. And instead of getting better, you're getting worse. You go back. He tells you another thing that you have, and you're like, but you're still not listening to what I'm saying. So what I always tell people is, essentially like, okay, I moved. It's been 2 years, I think, already. So I had to change my primary doctor. When I went in to see my new doctor, she comes in and she has my chart and she's like, oh, and she's like talking at me, not to me. And I'm sitting there and I pull up my phone, because this is what kids used to do to me when I used to work as a nurse. They would pull up their phone and I would sit there and wait until they were done. Like I would tell them, like, you know, I'm not doing anything. I'm not asking you anything until I have your full attention. And that's basically what I did with this doctor, except for I was the trigger. I was the one sitting down with the phone. So I'm looking to my phone, to my text, and da, da, da. And she's like talking at me again, because she's not even looking at me. At this point, she's like on her desk, like, you know, on the whatever, in this exam room. And she says something, and I'm here, I'm listening to everything she's saying, but I'm ignoring her on purpose. Then she turns around, and I put my phone on. I was like, hi, my name is Perla. Can you take a seat so we can talk? And she just kind of like, I'm like, and she's like, oh, I'm like, no. I was like, let's get one thing clear. I've been dealing with my body, listening to my body, learning how my body acts and how my body reacts to things. So I'm not here for you to tell me what is wrong with me. I am here to interview you to see if you are the doctor that I'm going to entrust to walk down as my primary doctor. And she just kind of like, and I'm like, so whenever you're ready, please take a seat and we can talk. Now, how many people can actually say that they can walk into a room and tell a doctor that when not just through to get a bachelor's degree and then go into like 8 years of medical school and have a person that is basically just a nurse, which I did not disclose at the moment. I'm just a patient. I'm just a person. But guess what? I am me. I am responsible for me. So nobody's going to come and tell me. If you can't come and tell me spiritually what I believe in and what I am doing, there is no way in hell that you're going to tell me physically what it is that is going on or why it's not working. Nah, because I dove into those areas, my love. So you're going to listen to what I have to say. And we took it from there. She had an issue with trusting what I was saying. And I went ahead and I went with one of her treatments. And I told her before I did, I was like, when this goes south, which it will immediately, and it did right after the first injection, then you're going to listen to me. And that's what we did. You understand what I mean? But she had never dealt with anyone like me. She had dealt with people telling her, but not proving her, not having proof, and not standing in what they're saying. And it changed after that first B12 injection that I had, where she was like, okay, she's not just bluffing. She knows what she's talking about when she says she knows her body. So, you know, those are the things that you have to also look in when you're throat chakra. Are you being your truth? Are you speaking your truth with everyone and in every aspect of your life? When it comes to our third eye, so our intuition, imagination, and wisdom, when things happen to us, when we go through certain experiences, they are there so that we can help other people. It doesn't mean that you have to hop on YouTube and go ahead and make videos if you're uncomfortable. But it means that in every single day of your life, if you pay enough attention, there is someone around you, someone near you that is waiting for a message that only you can give them. So are you allowing God, source or universe, however you want to refer to it, to use you to help somebody else? Are you allowing yourself to think of what others may think that is impossible? And are you allowing yourself to actually believe and know inside of you that these things are way more than possible, and that the probability of it happening lays in your hands? When it comes to our crown chakra, we think of inner and outer beauty. We think of the spirituality of it, the connection, that allowing God, source, universe to connect with you. Now, that has a lot of compartments when you think about it. Now, there is this term that a lot of people use, ascending masters. There are some ascending masters whose name I had never heard of. And I do not resonate with them. And I do not resonate with that word, regardless of anything. I still call them either angels or, to me, Jesus is Jesus Christ, the Son of God that came down into this earth as a body form. That is my perspective. That is my opinion. And it is not going to change regardless of how many times I choose to hear it or I allow myself to hear it from other people, because that is what is inside of me. That is what I resonate with. So are you changing? It's not about changing your beliefs, but are you changing your words to be able to relate to other people? And when you're changing certain words, are you 100% comfortable using them? Or is there something inside of you that's like, that doesn't feel right? That's why when I say God, source, and universe, I am comfortable, because when I think of the universe, I think about everything, connecting literally to everything and anyone. When I think of source, I think of the earth, like Mother Gaia, a lot of people call. And I sense the energy from the trees, from the plants. I feel the pain. I feel all of that. So to me, I can relate to it because it is something that I have felt inside. The word ascending masters, as much as I try to do research, it just does not resonate. It doesn't. And will it change? I don't know. And that's, that is the honest truth. You get what I'm saying? Like, if something doesn't resonate, I can hear it, but I don't have to accept it into my space. I don't have to become a part of it. And, those are like some of the simple ways that we can try and figure out, like, if we get through that phase, okay, these energies are not mine. Okay. Now, if the energy isn't related, let's say, to your sacral or your solar or your heart chakra, whatever energy it is connected to, whatever thoughts are coming in, where in that area are you either forgetting the basic needs, like the basic foundations of things, or where in those areas have you forced yourself to go by what other people are saying and not listening to what you are saying to yourself? And then at least this way you can see what it is that you still have to finish healing, or what perspective you have to still change to help in not allowing these energies to come in. So like, I know that if I sit here and I use certain words or I do things a certain way and it just doesn't feel right, I'm giving permission unknowingly to these energies to just come and penetrate with full force, because I'm not living in my truth 100%. So can I watch a YouTube reader and just take what I need? Yes, I can. And I can say that I can because first of all, I am not ashamed of taking responsibility if I do something wrong. I am not ashamed of acknowledging when I have allowed certain energies to take power away from me. I will take full responsibility. I'm not going to go into that victim mode like, oh, no, it was my fault. I was unaware. I was distracted with something else or whatever it was. So I acknowledge it and I apologize to myself so that I can release it and then freaking command the freaking energies. Get the fuck out of my space. I don't care. And, are you able to do that? That's basically it. Like, those are the things that I feel, everybody wants to focus on specific areas. And we are, in an essence, ignoring basic things that our body really needs to stay balanced within whatever that is for you. So always take when you decide to watch a reader or you decide to listen to any advice, know that it's just that advice to help you get to where it is that you need to go, to where it is that what is that you need to do. And that, not as with everything else, one shoe does not fit everyone. So we take what resonates, and in essence, to with, you know, hope or faith, depending on where you're at. I say with the faith that it is going to lead us to where our soul is pushing us to. And I honestly do hope that this video helps. Definitely, I encourage everybody that actually watches this video to comment amongst each other. I would try my best to respond to all the comments, but I would definitely be loving everyone's comment. But definitely share what you throughout this journey have learned, what has worked for you. Because even if you think that it's silly or stupid or completely out there, it may actually resonate with somebody, and somebody's probably waiting for you to share that message. So this way, you're sharing it without actually having to go on camera if you feel shy or whatever, but you're still helping someone else. Because this journey is not about taking over the world. This journey is about saving the world, saving those inside of this world, and those that choose, that want to be saved. Those, and when I say save, I'm saying about taking all of this crap that we have allowed to tell us who we are. So I really do pray, and I do hope that those of you that are still having a lot of issues with this get at least something out of this. And I know, and I have faith that those of you that have been doing the work and have been able to feel the energies, even though you weren't aware that they were yours or not, I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to get exactly what you need out of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye-bye. Love you guys.